I remember the exact words she spat at me. "You're a pathetic loser. I can't waste my life on someone with nothing." Her voice didn't crack. Mine did, though only in silence. She walked out of my apartment with her suitcase already packed. That was the part that broke me. Not her leaving, but how easily she had prepared for it. Prepared for him, my brother, the golden child, the one who got the Miami mansion while I was handed a collapsing cabin buried in Alaskan snow. My parents said it was fair. They said I was resilient. What they meant was, you can survive with less. I didn't argue. I never argued. That was always my problem. When Claire and I first met, she told me she admired how calm I was. She said I felt like an anchor in her storm. Funny how love always sounds like worship in the beginning, only to rot into contempt when you can't keep feeding it gold. She started dressing sharper, laughing louder when he was around. My brother, Ethan, visited often. He liked to brag about his mansion, his cars, his endless vacations. I told myself it was just sibling rivalry when I saw her lean too close at dinners, her hand brushing his arm. But then I found her phone. Not by accident. I already knew. I just needed proof. The message was short. "Miami feels like paradise with you. Don't tell him yet." Him. Me. I didn't throw the phone. I didn't scream. I sat there, staring at the glow of betrayal in my palm, and something inside me crystallized. The day after she left, I drove north, thousands of miles into nothing. The cabin creaked like an old man's knees, smelled of mold and dust. It was the kind of place you go to die, or disappear. I thought about doing both. But fate has a cruel sense of timing. In the crawl space beneath the floorboards, I found it, a metal case. Inside, maps, documents, coordinates, my father's handwriting, careful, deliberate. My family had built its fortune in real estate, but this was different. Oil rights, untapped, valued at $500 million. And he had left it to me, hidden, buried, disguised as nothing. The cabin wasn't worthless, it was the key. For the first time in years, I smiled. I didn't rush. That's what separates vengeance from chaos. Patience. I filed the claims quietly, created shell companies, hired lawyers under anonymity, set up trusts so my name never appeared. Every step masked, every trail erased. Meanwhile, Claire and Ethan flaunted their new life. I followed them online. His yacht parties, her diamond rings, the smug glow of two people who thought they'd won. They didn't notice me vanish. That was good. Ghosts work best unseen. It took 2 years. By the end of it, I owned controlling rights to land and resources worth over $500 million. My name still didn't appear anywhere. To the world, I was still the brother with a rotting cabin. But money isn't revenge, not by itself. It's a weapon. You just have to aim. So I aimed. Ethan's mansion was heavily mortgaged, his cars leased. His fortune wasn't built on wealth, it was built on debt. All it took was one anonymous fund pulling the wrong strings, one creditor calling in early, one lawsuit perfectly timed. I watched him drown, gasping for air as creditors circled like sharks. Claire didn't stay. Parasites don't cling to dying hosts. She drained his accounts, sold the jewelry he gave her, and vanished to chase another rich fool. But not before I invited her to lunch. She came, of course. Curiosity is stronger than shame. She looked older, not much, but enough. Greed carves lines faster than time. "You look good," she said, her smile thin. "Better than I expected." I leaned back, calm, deliberate. I did better than expected. I slid the deed across the table, not to flaunt wealth, but to let her touch the weight of what she threw away. Her eyes widened. She realized. This is yours?" she whispered. "Yes." Her fork trembled in her hand. "So, you're worth 500 million. And you chose him? Silence swallowed her. She reached for words, excuses, apologies. I gave her none. I stood, left cash for the bill, walked away. Ethan called me weeks later, his voice stripped of arrogance. "Help me. Please, I'm losing everything." I let him speak, let him beg. Then I told him the truth, that the cabin he mocked was worth more than his entire existence, that the brother he betrayed now owned the very ground he stood on. And then I said the only words I'd rehearsed. "You called me weak. You took everything. Now I take the one thing you never thought I'd have, your pride." I hung up. He didn't call again. I don't gloat. I don't post pictures of yachts or mansions. My revenge wasn't about proving myself to the world. It was about balance. They thought I was broken, forgotten, useless. They stripped me down to nothing, thinking I'd stay there. But the cabin gave me more than wealth. It gave me clarity. I don't need applause. I don't need their love. All I needed was the silence that comes when betrayal is answered. And now, every night, I sit by the fire in that same cabin. The broken boards still creak, the wind still howls outside. But beneath it lies the secret that saved me, that destroyed them. The secret that turned a loser into a ghost with 500 million reasons to smile.